This is Nik and Adinah Johnson. Welcome to another video. We are elated to have you here. How are you doing on this fine day, honey?
Great.
All right. So today we're going to discuss a particular topic, and that particular topic is...
We are talking about, and we do this a lot when we travel. It's like questions we ask each other just to go deeper, to get a better understanding of who the other one is. And we've been together 24 years, but these questions have helped us to, like when we're traveling, I always take out my questions and start to talk and get a little deeper on some things. Sometimes we'll listen to an audiobook, sometimes we'll listen to radio, rarely, but usually we'll talk. And since we're getting ready to, next week is our 21-year anniversary.
It is 2-1.
I said I wanted to share some of these questions that we do with our audience, our, YouTubers. And we do this. Also, we've done this. I lash.
Don't poke out now.
You don't want a one-eye wife? So we've done this with couples when we have couples game nights where we sat down and pulled out 3 questions from here and asked couples so they can get deeper and talk a little bit. So I'm just going to give an example of some questions and then I'll ask you a couple questions and we'll go from there.
I don't know which one of these questions is going to be. So
you don't?
Okay.
And usually what we do...
Ms. Parker.
Yeah. What?
Question. Am I going to answer them? Then you going to answer them as well, or am I just answering?
Well, I'm just going to give you an example of questions, and then I'll give you a couple to ask. Okay. Or that I'll ask you. So one of them is 100 questions to ask your partner. Questions to ask your partner. If you just look up questions to ask your partner, you can find many of these lists to go deeper.
So that's the source of the questions.
Yeah, source of the questions. And this one is from 2016, I think. Wow, this one is old.
I'm sure it's still quite relevant, ma'am.
Very relevant, because I always break these out, and we do these when traveling, and we haven't traveled that much lately. So,
but you aggregate lists. You got like 4 or 5 lists right there. So you just grab different questions from different lists. So.
I do. Okay, so here's one. What do you value most in a friendship? That's a question. What are your most treasured memories? And here's one. What's your most terrible memory? And so that helps you to say, hey, what is your most treasured memories when you were a kid? And what were your most treasured memories as an adult? And that just helps us to kind of reminisce and remember some things and to maybe connect on a deeper level. Here's one. How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? That's a good one. And tell your partner what you like about them. Be honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met. So that's that's one we've used in couples date nights where we've gotten couples to go a little deeper. When did you last cry in front of another person or by yourself? And so that's a question. And tell your partner that's something that you like about them already. So that's a good one. Okay. What's so funny?
I was trying to remember the last time I cried, and I just remember the last time I cried. Okay.
Oh, it's funny to you?
Not really funny, but I was trying to remember. I felt like I had cried recently. I couldn't remember, but now I remember what it was.
Okay. So let me just go, and I'll ask you a question. I'll find something on here. Oh, what role does love and affection play in your life? That's a good one. So
you know what, ma'am? You tricked me.
I tricked you? You thought it was going to be one of the other ones?
No, you read all these questions. I'm like, okay.
You had an answer for them.
Then you asked me what that you didn't say. So I'm fine with it. So what was that question? Don't change it.
I'm not going to change it.
Okay.
What role does love and affection play in your life?
Love and affection.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm assuming from the way that this question is being framed that love is possibly from
your
love
spouse,
and affection, right? They're talking about love from the physical aspect, I think. Because I think
you think it's physical?
Because I think if we're talking about the emotion of love, there's going to be all kinds of stuff in that. Appreciation is going to be in there if you love me.
No, affection.
And affection going to be in there.
Let me read the question to you again, sir. I don't think you went straight to physical, and I don't think that's it.
Let me. Okay, I'm ready.
I'll say it again.
Okay.
What role does love and affection play in your life?
Okay.
You gotta write it
I had to
down.
write it down, because you threw so many questions at me. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay on point. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to catch no trouble.
Yeah.
All right. So I feel like if you love someone, well, it's different because love and affection costs
In your life.
in my life.
Yes.
A lot, ma'am. A lot. Next question. No, just as far as love and affection, like, I think that the affection part. I've always been an emotional probably person.
Yeah.
I think as far as, I say emotional as far as like when people, I think, the stereotypical kind of guy, I feel I've probably been more, I've intentionally tried to be more in tune with my emotions. I think, because that's one thing my mom used to always tell me, it's like, hey, you know what, you need to be empathetic to women. And that's one thing I always tried to do. So, love and affection plays a big part of my life. I try to give love and affection, and I desire it as well, so it's a big part. And I definitely know, when I'm not getting it, I definitely feel it when it's gone. Fortunately, I have not had to experience that in my marriage, but, there's times when, it feels higher and lower at certain times, depending on what you're going through, as far as, how you're feeling connected to your spouse.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, I found it to be extremely important in my life.
I think for us, love and affection, because it is such a major part, I think we're good in that area. I find us more like when the kids go down, we want to watch something together. Or we want to connect in a different way, because I think our love and affection is in a good space and always has been.
Yeah, and I think, oftentimes I talk to people and I tell them, like, I go to sleep usually like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I try to get up around 6. Sometimes I sleep in 7. And people are like, well, how do you do that? I'm like, because once the kids go down, I actually want to try to, maybe spend time with my wife, or maybe, fill around and do some stuff that I didn't get a chance to do. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm trying to spend some kind of time with you, because it's really easy, once you have kids, to go almost the entire day with really not being able to focus on each other.
Yeah.
So I'm saying.
Even though we get somebody to come in our bedroom at night oftentimes.
Yeah, we get one of them. Usually, we go to sleep, me and you, and wake up, it's the third person there. It's always random who it is.
Okay, here is a good question. And it's a good thing we don't have lots of kids. People with 6 kids, I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
I know how they did it, but I don't know how they do it.
Okay, here it is. What, if anything, is too serious to joke about? That's a good question. Ooh, I always do this to you.
Man.
What, if anything, is too serious to joke about?
All right. Let me just kind of level set this. I have issues with people who play too much.
Oh, yeah, because you get on me a lot for playing with
No,
kids.
no, not even really that, but like, you can't take nothing serious.
Yeah, okay.
Everything's a joke. So not what you're talking about. And the reason why I have issues with that is because it's like we're trying to put them to bed, and next thing you know, she running around playing. I'm like, baby, we're trying to put them to bed.
Right.
What are you doing?
Playing with these kids.
But I'm
Well,
just
because
like,
I want to be a fun mom, though. I try to be the mom that I would have liked to have, even when we're getting on our son about something, and then I'll tickle him or something, and you're like, stop playing with him. I'm mad at him. I'm getting serious with him. He's in trouble. And I'm like, but I still want to with kids.
yeah, nah.
Or I'll pop their bottom like, get going.
Yes, and that's okay. I'm more of the
discipline.
Yeah, I'm more the straight shooter when it comes to the kids, and she's the fun mom. So
okay.
But as far as the thing that's like I said, I don't like people that play too much.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that I feel like like for instance, you don't play around with. Like, for instance, people play around calling the police. You don't play around with that.
Yeah.
That's a serious affair.
Right.
You don't play around with my livelihood. You don't just play around like that. Don't play around. Yeah. I just feel like there's certain things that people will do. When you're a child, you act as a child.
Yeah.
But when you get to you start to get older. And, you start to, when you mid-20s, hey, all that childish stuff, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You need to understand when it's a time to play and when it's a time to be serious. And the older you get, is more about being serious and playing around. So it's actually tons of things I can say. But, yeah, it's some things, that hit a nerve with me up, man.
Okay, here's another one.
You ain't got an answer for that one? No.
Yeah, I think God. You don't play with God.
Yeah, that's true. All right, you want to shoot one more at me? You want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life.
I told you about that.
Did you?
I've told you 2 of them. I'll tell you the one that I'll do it now. I'll try to make it quick. So when I was a kid, I still remember this. We used to have dress up day.
Okay.
And you don't remember this story?
I think so.
Okay, we used to have dress up day as a kid. And I remember I used to dress up in one of my best clothes. And no other kids would dress up. I was like, well, why they call it dress up day? They ain't do nothing special. So then one day I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to...
You're going to dress down.
I'm going to teach this dress up day. I was like, I'm going to wear some cut off shorts to school. And I remember I got some cut off jeans and I cut them. And I wore them to school. And apparently they did not make me aware of this, so they sent not a note home. But that's the day when they said I had the dress up day parade.
I thought it was gonna be pictures.
No, they didn't do pictures. But what happened is that they brought everybody into like the cafetorium, because back then you didn't have a designated auditorium, so it was a cafetorium, right? So we went to the cafeteria that I was at in like the auditorium, and we all sat there. And I remember sitting there with like my hands on my legs, trying to like hide, because I was like, oh, these gonna be some raggedy shorts. I cut them all off. And I remember they talked to us about the importance of dressing up, and then everybody got up and paraded around, and they best. Yeah, that was not a good day for me. I didn't like it. That was a pretty embarrassing day. So.
Oh, what have I done to get embarrassed?
You're so cool, you probably don't get embarrassed.
I know, but I'm thinking of one. I know I was embarrassed just recently when I fell. It was a nice fall.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's still painful.
I'm sorry.
So is it embarrassing or is it just painful? I don't know. So I think that's like one where I took a nice spill. We did this one when we were with our friends. You remember we did this one?
That question?
Yeah, we did this question with our friends when we did a couples game night once. It was. I still remember some of those stories. It was pretty funny.
I mean, I draw a blank. You have to remind me of some of those stories.
I will. It was cute.
So that's cool. So, all right. So clearly, Adinah is cool as a cucumber. Nothing embarrassing has ever happened to her. I had some other stories I could tell because I've had certain things that happened in my life that was very embarrassing. But I'm gonna just leave it at the dress up day story.
I think I block them out.
You do?
Except for that fall. That fall is still painful. So.
Man, I don't know. It's like, I don't think just like weird things happen to me, but certain things do happen. I do. And some stories I tell you like.
That wasn't embarrassing.
No, just like, is that made up? I'm like, no, it really happened. Like the story about in the casino where the lady had. I was like, how did this happen? I had to tell the casino story another time.
You need to tell it now. You started it.
No. We'll do another video and it won't be just a casino story. That's what it's gonna be.
That was hilarious.
That'll be all right. So we'll do another video. It's gonna be the casino story. So look for the link to that story. It was pretty interesting.
That was funny. Okay, like, share, subscribe, and get ready for the casino story because it is hilarious.
Let it ride. I got you. So all right, take care of yourself. Keep loving one another.